Hello guys, welcome everyone. Happy Sunday afternoon to you guys. We will be out for more testing in the Audi R8 LMS GT3 for the upcoming round 4 of the GT Pro series. So we are at the Nürburgring, as you can imagine. And well, as I mentioned, more testing to be done. Today we want to go straight out of the pits with, well, you know, a race simulation, so to say. Hey Driflish, how you doing? Hey Belgian Sim Driver, what do I think about the F1 race? Well, what a thriller, wasn't it? A horrendous crash we've seen. But after all, drivers are okay, which is good to see. Personally, I think Bottas should have been more clear, stayed on the inside, not close up the room to Russell so big. And then of course Russell personally could have left a little bit more margin towards grass as well, but yeah, I mean majority of the who's to blame question goes to Bottas for sure. Frozen screen. Love it. Bear with me. Still frozen. Great. So deactivate, activate. You guys are absolutely right. Deactivate when source is not shown. Ah, look at this. Okay, so the good news is we're back in business with that. The bad news is you'll get nice latency now on the view, I assume. Well, so I think screen is good now. Hey Lasse. And what else do I think about the F1 race? Shame that Lewis couldn't keep the lead after the start. Personally, I think he just gave too much room to Max, because if he didn't do that, Max would have been squeezed between Lewis, the grass, and his teammate and had to back out of it. But yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Personally, I do think the Mercedes, it's hard to say really. I'm close to saying it is the better car. And not on one lap, but in the longer run indeed. That said, of course, it's difficult to tell just looking at the race itself. Like, Verstappen's pace has been great, but then, you know, Verstappen struggled on the intermediate, so there is something in the Mercedes that is surely better than the Red Bull to a certain extent, whereas that is under, you know, after summing up everything. After summing up everything, probably the Red Bull faster on a single lap, but in both races I saw the long run pace of Mercedes, to be honest, a bit more solid. Just a tap. Frozen again. Okay. Then onboard view you get. Not sure why the fucking camera does it. Every once in a while it just tends to fuck up. Can try and fixing it. Bear with me. Need to drive the chicken. There we go. Please let me know as soon as it's frozen again. So in the meanwhile, we are out for a full race sim, which means push, push, push. Oh yeah, sure. Max Verstappen definitely deserved the win. No doubt about that. But personally, I rate Hamilton's drive in the second part of the race to be more valuable. Like, yes, he did a stupid mistake in Tosa, ramping off the front wing and everything, but his pace and his agility and the way he came back in that Mercedes compared to the other cars was just phenomenal. I mean, yes, the Mercedes, of course, massively quicker than any other car that he just overtook, but at the same time, you look what Bottas did today, apart from crashing with Russell. Bottas, for the sakes of it, just could not get near Lewis in any kind of discipline tonight. Full stop. There's nothing to argue about that as well. And then, you know, if you imagine the momentum that Hamilton gave away, but, you know, to deal with the mistake he just did and kind of shake it off in the second part of the race, like, you know, they came out of the pits and he did an absolute flawless second 31 lap race part, whatever. Like, performance was great of him. That's for sure. And to me, personally, you know, I mean, Verstappen had a great drive, no matter what. Like, great start, great performance, 100% acknowledged. But second place is, to me, more valuable, especially when you look at the championship, of course. Mega important for Lewis. That said, I'm not, you know, I'm no big Lewis fan. Yes, I'm a Mercedes fanboy, and it was quite interesting to see, like, the Mercedes flying by so many cars on the straight like nothing. I mean, remember, they exited rFactor 2 with 6 or 7 tenths back, and then he entered turn 1 first. Like, holy fuck. Other than that, I'm super sad for George Russell not scoring his first point for Williams. It's a tragedy, because in my opinion he would have kept it. I mean, overtaking Bottas was for position, so there you go. Yeah, of course, nothing done indeed yet. Must have spun. Well, absolutely. It's nothing really to argue about that. Mazepin's performance surely way off that of Mick Schumacher. Like, also when you look at the way Schumacher drove in those laps where neither of them were seen, like, you know, I had the live timing opened, and in the same conditions on the same tires, Mick was over a second quicker than Mazepin. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure that Mick Schumacher is an outstanding talent to come up into F1 for this year. But I also think that Mazepin isn't the worst. Like, he had moments in GP2 or F2. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge whether he is ready for F1 or not. Probably if you look at the footage right now and how he does compared to Mick Schumacher, then you probably got to say he's not. Oh yeah. The way Mick Schumacher is beating his teammate is quite frightening, isn't it? Like, we know that Russell is an outstanding talent, and we know that Russell has always been better than his teammate whatsoever. But at the same time, I haven't seen Russell lapping a second quicker than his teammate. And I don't mean, like, you know, just for 1 or 2 laps, like, it was consecutively. After Schumacher spun behind the safety car, he was like 20-25 seconds back of Mazepin. And then, I don't know whether Mazepin pit or spun, but suddenly Mick was ahead by 10-15 seconds, soon to be increased to 30 or even 40 seconds at some stage, if I remember correctly. Every once in a while I checked out on them. Nope, hey Roland, my Audi is untouched. Didn't lose any weight. Finally, a cut. I was waiting for that. It's ridiculous how much we can cut in that chicane. And don't get me wrong, I don't appreciate that at all, but if it's allowed, you gotta make use of it, because others certainly gonna make use of that. It's as simple as that. Oh dear. Missing the apex big time. Car is still not 100% how I want it. I kinda adapted better to it meanwhile, but... Oh, for God's sake. Ah, you see the rear is kind of all over the place. Nice. Even more time loss. Yeah, never mind. It is quite obvious. The pace anyway. The iceberg, good point, but when was the RS enabled? Wow. Me, stupid me. Just throwing away good lap time. Okay, fair point then. Good spot there. You are absolutely right, of course. Can't really compare that. But you know, it kinda moved into my background of the memory, so sorry for that. Well, it's just, you know, it's just that the picture that remains in the head. Jet Plays, thank you so much for the follow, welcome, and thank you for rig acknowledgement. Yes, I absolutely love my rig, as you can imagine. But what I would love even more is an Audi sticking with pace. I think it was available beforehand already, but of course, at that point, I mean, when the incident happened, Bottas was already way adrift of Stroll, who was ahead, I think. Fuck's sake. Turn 3. So bad. Car is weird. The car is so weird. Like, it oversteers, and then it grips, then it doesn't grip, then it understeers. Well, in other news, the iceberg, if you're still around, do you expect that Bottas would have put down the same performances with being in the position of Lewis for the second half of the race? I mean, I don't want to hate Bottas, but personally, I consider him being pretty much useless as a number 2 driver in the title fight at times as well. Like, yes, Bahrain, he was there, but I mean, arguably, fuck's sake, arguably his qualifying performance, I mean, there is no excuses for PA in the Mercedes, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake. I'm going slower and slower and slower and slower. Yeah, it's a good point, and it's a fair point that needs to be raised when talking about performances of Valtteri. I'd not 100% deny that, but I'd say probably not yet. I'm so torn. On one hand, I feel that this Audi could or should have more front bite. On the other side, I think it's very borderline from becoming just too oversteery. I have some pain. Fuck's sake. Okay, some setup changes. And off we go again. The iceberg, that is the same question I had in mind yesterday as well. When Toto Wolff said that Bottas couldn't get the tires into the operating window. Like, why do you not do 2 warm-up laps? Like, he clearly had the time for it. So guys, it is tomorrow, the race already, so I hope you guys will join us. Monday 19:15 we will be live with event number 4 of the GT Pro Series Season 2. Somehow hope for a good race, somehow hope for a good result. Personally, I feel not ready yet, hence why I'm doing laps again. But at the same time, I do not feel that confidence in the Audi than I did before, or in the other events, or in the other build up to the events, whatever you want to call it. Hey there, XR. How you doing, buddy? Ach, sag, das ist so geisteskrank. The fact that this is still a valid, that's just wow. Oh, you're welcome, Devi. Guys, everyone check out Devi Jones. Huge shout out. He's done a full new video about how to approach rFactor 2 besides the actual driving. So, you know, setup tips for hardware, general user guiding. I think also including some server stuff. So if you guys interested into that, check out Devi Jones YouTube channel. He got a new video online yesterday, I think. So the question is, how hard can you cut? Wow. Well, for you as a Dutch bloke, I can imagine that the race is pretty satisfying in general. But yeah, I mean, I'm 100% with you. Ow. Even, you know, as a trying to be a neutral spectator here, the race was fucking amazing to be looked at. I gotta say, I love the fact that we see loads more red flags lately. I'm pretty sure in earlier circumstances, race control would have tried clearing the mess with you know, 6, 7, 8 lap long safety car. And personally, I would wish for a standing start after every safety car, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Like, you know, what is this rolling start all about? It would just create more excitement and everything. But that's just my personal me. Looking for excitement. In all fairness, I think it was Red Bull doing a little bit of me. Claiming that Max Verstappen would have a clear disadvantage on the left-hand line, which to me that's totally rubbish. If I may add a personal note, the kind of bullshit Dr. Marco is talking at times is just ridiculous. Like, he's the first butthurt person if there is something going against Red Bull or going ridiculous. Like, and he's also not acknowledging other people's performances. Like, I haven't heard him saying a single time that, you know, Mercedes can be proud of what they did. All I heard yesterday is that what if, what could have, what should have, with Max Verstappen's lap and Sergio Perez's lap and blah blah blah. Basically, you know, all that bullshit. And there was an interview between, well, in the red flag, it's like, we hope that the race will start on the rolling race because everything else would just be unfair to Max. And I was like, yeah. And then he was also given the question, like, what could be in the way of Max winning the race? And he was just like, yeah, a rolling start or a standing start. And I was like, you fucking arrogant ass. Like, you know, so full of the performance of Red Bull. I mean, no doubt they have a great car, they have great performance and whatnot, but the way that guy is at times talking about others or talking about situations, it's just disgusting. Nope, no Formula Sim racing tonight. Formula Sim racing next week again in Silverstone. Yeah, he at times talks to Sky Germany. I don't like that Marco guy at all. Of course he's an old fart, whatnot, but you know, Niki Lauda has been an old fart as well, been in kind of similar position Mercedes, but he always kind of had mind enough to behave himself on interviews. You know, I mean, Formula 1 is a hot business, you know, what goes around comes around usually. And I'm still of the opinion that once you are a little bit gentle in some parts, in some ways, with something, then you will, you know, you will experience some gentleness yourself. In other news, if you don't oh, for God's sake. Yeah, nice roll. In other news, if you don't overdo it in the way you say certain things, at some point you may be sitting at the very, very other side, dealing with the same kind of crap, you know? And then you're kinda happy when there is someone else not putting you into the trash. Ah, yeah, Paris with a personally very, very unusual mistake, personally. From the way Paris is driving and conserving tires, those rain and mixed conditions should come towards him. So you guys can already place your bets what's happening tomorrow. If I would have to place my bet, race 2, I'm gonna spin in turn 5 and die. You know what I got? What kind of impression I got in the meanwhile from Red Bull? Max Verstappen's driving style probably requires a very, very unique kind of car. Same as what Leclerc kinda needs from the Ferrari. And it's, you know, it's not the first time that pretty darn good drivers, like, you know, Gasly's, honestly, I have a quite high opinion of Gasly. Not just because of his win in Monza last year. Like, just in general, the guy is pretty dependable. To me, does not very much mistakes. And personally, the way Albon was driving the year before last year wasn't bad either. And, well, what shall I say? I think it's a little bit the same with Mercedes and Bottas. On tracks he doesn't like too much, he's naturally struggling against Lewis. You guys think I'm doing strategy talk and trying to lower their expectations. I'm certainly lowering them because I don't feel like they are that high or they should not be that high anyway with me this round. You know, I do not feel comfy in the car at all. Anyway, what I believe that the Red Bull is a fucking Max Verstappen machine on top of Max Verstappen, if you know what I mean. Like, the car is so built towards Max. I'm pretty sure, like, you know, there was this option last year that by the mid of the year, if he is not in top 3 of the championship, that he is allowed to talk to other teams. Like, if you have that clause in the contract, I wouldn't be surprised if there is no clause in the contract that Max is the leading driver for development. So, in other news, how is anyone else with a different driving style? Fuck's sake. I should stop talking. How is someone else with not the same driving style supposed to be quick in that Red Bull? And you know that if that is the case, I'm like, okay, you know what? Think twice, Red Bull. Like, yes, Max is an outstanding good driver, no worries about that. But if you give Max the car with his unique driving style to unleash the hidden 2 or 3 tenths out of everything, well, then you cannot expect other drivers to just hit that. It's personal opinion on this one. Fuck's sake, this car is so bad at times. Now I'm about even to lose it here. Yeah, I don't know what it is really. Like, this car is so totally out of balance. After it has turned a certain amount of laps, it's just ridiculous. I'm more sideways than anything, and I'm losing tenth per tenth, corner per corner. It's just disgusting. Yep, Driftless, you have to stick to the car for the whole year. Ricardo, just Audi things. I can't get the car turning enough and get a stable rear at the same time. And I can't keep the balance over the course of a longer run. Yep, Speed Force, I do remember that. Great that you could take away so much knowledge from it. Appreciate it. Yeah, but didn't he spin twice? I don't know if the slipstream has been updated. I think there was a GT Pro only fix again, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not 100% sure. Would need to talk to the teammates, they did further testing on it. Yeah, I think the stock cars still do not have any slipstream at all. Like, not at all, but arguably so less that you barely feel it. As I said, there was a GT Pro only fix at some stage, but I am not 100% sure how much that really got into the actual game. The fucking car is so slow after some laps, it's a yoke. No, I'm on 400 rotation. Fuck's sake. Wow, 3/10 missing in sector 1. Oh, this is going to be a crap lap again. I'm so unsure really of what to do with the fucking setup. Yes, Speed Force, I did. Fuck's sake. I'm going slower and slower and slower. The fucking shit I just don't get is usually when you apply power on this Audi, it stops the slide. But this one just doesn't. This one just, you put the power down and you get extra slide. I mean, yes, of course it's natural, but usually the car, still, you're in a slide, you apply some power, the weight moves to the back, the rear grips, stops the slide. But finally the first cut. It's good to see where the limit is. Noise, it's another first sector that we will leave plus a tenth. It is ridiculous. Speed Force, no further setup tips, please. Oh, for God's sake. No, I'm just gonna accept that every single lap is a ride on the razor blade. Because the car's just not fixable. I've tested literally everything, and I just can't get it fixed. Fuck's sake. What do you mean you lost 7 drivers yesterday? I'm about to lose my temper, to be honest. This dipshit. I have one final idea. I can see where this is going already, to be honest. So guys, thank you all for watching. Much appreciating your time. Yep, Davy Jones, we're using the old UI for testing. Well, Ricardo, I'm pretty sure that Motorsport Games has taken a look into some things. At least that is my hope. That they kind of pick up and access the gravity of the situation correctly, and then, you know, take some action to it. Yeah, Davey, but because the new UI is an obstacle. Like, you can, you know, the physics stay obviously the same, but the old UI is just so much faster, less clicks, more efficient, less, more structured. I hear ya, Ricardo, I hear ya. Exactly, Davy Jones, exactly. Yeah, Devi, I think that is the trending anyway, like multiplayer esports. Good call, Ricardo. Yeah, that's the problem for the communities, because they may not have the prize pool. Look at FSR, let's say, they have a prize pool of I think 5k euro, which for FSR is huge. For esports, arguably is nothing. If you look at Formula E and GT Pro and even the BMW M2 series. And also FSR has the issue that drivers don't enjoy the car too much, me included. So of course there is issues, and people that don't enjoy cars, they just don't race anymore. It's as simple as that. Hey there, Panyappa. Yes, I saw the F1 race. It was a good race. That was a good chicken. Yeah, it was a great race indeed. Loads of fun to see on the track. Loads of battles, huge crashes. Arguably, wet race is always great in F1. One should think about introducing water systems on F1 track and just water every F1 track for the race at a certain point. But then people may be like, "Well, are you stupid? That just makes it so much more dangerous." Blah, 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 blah. Hey Daniel, no. Is that what Bernie Ecclestone once said? I have no clue. It's just a random idea in my head. Yeah, Vettel is really unlucky lately, but we will see. At some point in the season, the bad luck will stop, and then we will need to see what he's able to do. Arguably, he's not wrong, is he? Bernie Ecclestone. Of course, it is like an absolutely rubbish idea to create wet races artificially, but arguably it didn't harm the show today, did it? Yeah, it's kind of stupid indeed. But imagine the race today if it was dry. I think that would have been pretty boring. Not that we need scary accidents and horrific scenery like that every time, but you know, it was kind of funny when Verstappen and Hamilton, short before Hamilton's brain fail, were fighting to lap cars. Like, you know, there were 7 or 8 cars within 3 or 4 seconds. No, I haven't seen the ELMS race either. Martin Windis, hey there. Long time no see, how you doing, buddy? Exactly, Ricardo. If it sounds stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. Someone would say, what a genius then. Carefully. Races tomorrow, Martin. Tomorrow we are live from 7:15 PM Central European Summertime onwards, with free practice qualifying race 1 and race 2 here in the GT Pro series, also to be seen live on traction.gg with the official stream, of course. Well, we haven't shared pit boxes, and so far we're not racing Sandford, so no glitching curbs in that regard. So I think for tomorrow we look loads better. Oh, it is. Actually, it is a known issue. More common with open wheelers rather than anything else, which makes it twice as unlucky for us, but yeah. It is what it is, and you know, we've just checked the box, we move on. And that's literally everything I can say about that. Someone on the community chat showed me my my surprised face when I was coming down turn 7 in Sandford, or turn 8 that is, the downhill right hander, the fast one, in the McLaren MP4-8 I think it was, like the historic one, and I just flipped. And I completely forgot about that one. But that happened too. So you see that there is certain issues with the track, that's for sure. If given away good lap time here. Yeah, there's loads of issues on this track. I don't know why, really. Well, Martin, we are all fed up with those track limits, but as far as I know, that is the track limit usage we will have in the race. So, you know, I mean, I could look sporting if I just take the corner like I normally would, but if I don't cut it like that, I lose 3 to 4 tenths to all my competitors every single lap, so I just can't afford it. Arguably, I say it's wrong to do it, but you know, if everyone does, I'm just stupid if I don't. If you're referring to that, I wasn't sure if you were referring to Ricardo's message. But yeah, that safety car issue is certainly something I should be looked at into as well. Exactly. Well, there is some enforcement, but it's just not very strict in the quick chicane. Whereas in other spots, it's to me over strict. But yeah, it's all a question about how much can you squeeze it in. Exactly, Ricardo. I mean, you know, you just go for it. Exactly. If everyone does it, then it's fair game, no matter how bad it may look. Just why I totally agree on the guys that say it looks horrendous. And I absolutely agree. Ricky doesn't. It is an Akira GP, so I got it from www.simulaye.com. The best is that you just go on the internet and Google an Akira GP. You'll find it. I agree, Ricardo. I very much agree with that. So for the first time ever, I have something under my seat that feels somehow controllable and consistent. It's right in the sweet spot, you know, right in the zone. Not sure if my driving has also been improving over the past couple of 40 laps, but I feel that this car finally behaves the way I want this Audi to behave. It's not like entirely perfect, but it is manageable. The car doesn't overreact too much. As you can see, it kind of stays somewhat stable on the exits, even in Dunlop corner now. This time my only threat really is the fast chicane. But other than that, the car is really good. Again, not over the top. I still need to be on top of my game to really drive it super quick. But I guess you guys kind of see what I mean. It is, now I'm starting to feel it. Yerne responds to the stream. He just joined the team server and I was like, Yerne, we're live. And he was like, hi live stream, I'm Yerne. So that got me a little jiggle. Yeah, finally into turn 5 I have more safety. I have more trust, more reliability into the car. I'm very close to call this my race setup. Which means some quali runs for me to do. Oh no, is the cam frozen again? Okay, copy, we are looking. Onboarded-ish. This may happen tomorrow as well though. So big F to me, but we will see. I don't know why it's freezing. Probably because it's still cold in April. Oh! Don't jinx the car. So, let's refocus. Martin, why are you not racing then? If you want to get back to it, just go for it. It's great. Every time I watch F1 I really get triggered to drive. Yeah, I cannot fix the cam right now, right there. If it's frozen for until I stop and reactivate it. There's nothing I can do at this stage. So you guys have to deal with the onboard. Ah, slightly missed the apex there. No, I did not. I did not, Ricardo. Martin, as soon as you fire up the sim, there's something that bugs you. Yeah, well, I'd say you need to deal with that. Lexide is basically the best webcam that you can get. The only thing I could put there in the back is an expensive, huge camera. Probably something to be invested in the future. I'm probably gonna be slacked off by what I say right now, but you know, if we got a little bit more channel members, if we got a little bit more Twitch subscribers, then there's a little bit more steady income, which will enable us to reinvest on both the machine and the cams and everything. Like, you know, also improve lighting. As all the stuff that's on the list for the future. Arguably, I also want to get off from on sim racing machine streaming. So to get off from, get the load off from the racing machine to provide better pictures, and you know, to like just independently shift the load. But then every single time I try somehow getting the audio over it, or splitting the audio, I encountered latency. So, I don't know. Oops. Yeah, that was too close. Oh. A big F. Would have been a 52.7. I'm kinda happy with that stint, to be honest. So far. Not gonna lie, guys, I want to come back to iRacing in the Mercedes GT3 again. I heard it got a little bit buffed. But at the current times, you know, rFactor 2 is just so busy. Oh no, Mercedes still shit. Okay, make the Mercedes great again and I'm gonna come. And do some iRacing. Could probably also do some iRacing in the LMP2 car. But, you know, I am not happy with the way iRacing netcode is. I'd love to do more races in the Dallara F1 kind of car. But the way this netcode is just handling some stuff, driving faster cars, even than LMP2 is already quite borderline. But driving faster cars is not really what I want at all times, you know. It's just too much glitching with the netcode going on. Too much contact where there isn't contact, too much calculation where the other car is rather than based physics. So guys, we got 9 laps remaining. Then I'm gonna fix the cam. Then we're going to have quali runs. Did you say that without irony there, Ricardo? Am I driving anything else than rFactor 2 nowadays? Not really. I kinda stuck my nose a little bit into race room ranked series, which, you know, is nice for the off-season. But since stuff's going on in rFactor 2 for so long right now and for so intense time, I'm just gonna put all my time into rFactor 2 more or less. Well, what means more or less? 100%. I'd love to get a little bit deeper into ACC because I admire its feel, I admire the sounds, I admire the general game. I would love to go deeper into Race Room, also from a streaming perspective. But as I said, currently it's just too much stuff going on with rFactor 2, GT Pro Series, FSR, VEC, GT3, Endurance. Arguably, I don't know whether there will be Formula E Accelerate again. I don't know whether there will be Virtual Le Mans again. So, you know, there's just so much stuff going on rFactor 2 regardless. Like, you know, also speaking about potentials here. And I hope with motorsport games actually more competitions to come and more prize money to be located. And yet, of course, rFactor 2 needs to look at its player base to not be entirely dead. I could imagine the numbers are going down. And I agree with what Panyapa says. I mean, at the same time, rFactor 2 is quite similar to a certain extent to ACC and R3E. And then I also have, you know, I always kind of keep starting it, the F1 career mode thing. I'm just not sure if I'm just gonna do it or not. When it comes out again. Because, you know, I find myself kind of starting it and then losing interest in it because I always had the feel that you guys are not interested in it too much either. I might be wrong though, but it's just what the impression I had. Ah, not the best S1. There you go. That's exactly what Ricardo says, and that's what I feel most of you guys probably are. Just out. Yeah, totally understandable. Okay, 7 laps to go. Well, Ricardo, if you would be in charge of F1, what would you do? Love to hear your thoughts and ideas. Wow, finally car is in a good shape. And all I do is cutting the What? What? No cut? Ed Risto Capit. There is your there is your loophole for your next drive-through penalty. Ah, Panyapa, I hear ya. It will be the very same for me. Once there is, you know, little Michi on its way. But for me that has some time still. Push, 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 Michi, we need the mid-50s. Oops, and we've cut the lap. If it would have been a high 50 regardless, 57, 52.7. Yeah, Panyapa. The Daddy Racing team. Our wives would probably cringe, but yeah. Nice. No cut lap yet. So since the car is now a bit more empty and the tires should be now in a shape where they shouldn't drop much further. Well, maybe soon. Maybe we are able to... No. That's just probably the Dunlop curve was too bad to push the boundaries. Well, I don't know. I think that the biggest issue is that you cannot really overtake with these F1 cars. I personally am looking forward to the qualifying races. Yes, good lap time. Panyapa, congrats for what? Oh, no, no, no. Panyapa, it's not so far yet. That will happen in 3 or 4 years, but not now. Yes, Panyapa. I hear what you say, but our actual job is keep them happy, isn't it? Okay, 3 laps to go after this. So maximum focus. Thank you, Ricardo, thank you. We are looking. It is hard. I know it. I've been there. I'm currently still at it. We are pushing, push. We are spinning. Are we spinning? No, we're not spinning. Ah, F. Yappa. Tomorrow, well, the GT Pro race. Then next week, GT3 Endurance at Suzuka on Saturday. We're about to win the title there, which would be nice. And then Sunday, Formula Sim Racing, round 5 at Silverstone. Panyapa, I'm happy to and very interested to read about that study. Because I definitely want to find out to have any clue. Last couple of laps are not really. So already 3/10 thrown away here, or 2. Don't spin! F. Well, it's no bad lap. Now it is a bad lap. Into the pits we go, box. Yeah, that was a good run overall. So we are looking about the camera in a second. So let's have a look. The face cam, the rig cam. Rig cam is back in business, noise. So I'll be right back. Right, so some final quali runs. So stupido Michi. First, Michi save the setup. Because that is, of course, still a race condition. It's not just about taking away the fuel. Great. Yeah, still got some coffee. Well, coffee is empty now, but I don't need it. Yeah, Martin, you are absolutely right. I've been there and I know the feeling, and yeah, you don't want to F it up at all. Right, we are looking. So we have a 49.5 to beat. Let's see what we can do. No. I won't complain about the coffee thing. You know what? If I spin 2 or 3 times, I'm just gonna leave it at it. So guys, thank you all much, also everyone, for your time. Please, if you do appreciate the streaming that we do, I would appreciate it if you follow up on Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make this community grow. So let's see what the car can do in qualifying. Yeah, that was a cut, of course. See you there, Panyappa. Enjoy. Don't spin. I'm not too sure really if I can beat the 49.5. Guess we will see soon. So far it's looking goody. If off track it was. Yeah, big F. Just keep pushing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it that view. In hope that the camera doesn't get stuck. So 149.5 to personally beat. Wow, did a full of one race distance here, 60 lappies. F. That's how I need to take it. I think that first sector was loads better than before. We're looking goody. We're looking to come for that .4. A bit grappa. Through that chicken. But we can do a .3 it seems. Ooh, a .2 even. Nice! Yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for today. That's gonna do it for tonight. I hope you guys will be with us in 24 hours. 19:15, we will be live with the free practice, and then 8 PM qualifying, 8:15 race 1, and then 8:35 race 2. Squirrel95, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you everyone for your time. I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, and yeah, happy Sunday to you. Have a good start into the week, and see you that tomorrow. Goodbye.